Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 4-2.
Okay. Call it one more time. It's 3:45 Eastern. You gonna answer or ain't you gonna do it?
Carolina Jackpot. I can't hear anything. Oh, snap.
Hey, boys, how y'all doing this
Carolina
afternoon?
Jackpot.
How you doing?
Yeah, we're having a little bit we're out at this, as you know, we're doing a lot of remote, so we're having some technical difficulty. Our tech guy actually had to sit with us, and he's eating a sandwich while we're doing this. Is this the Carolina Jackpot?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you on the show. We're at break right now. Yeah. Real quick, Ryan, how much time do we have? All right, so we got about 2.5 minutes. Now, Kale, I think you said your name is Mr. Jackpot?
Yes, sir.
I feel like I have to say this. I've seen some of your videos, and I know Carolina doesn't play till later because this is, of course, a Tennessee show about the game we're about to play. Please, no profanity, and let's try to stay away from talking about adult beverages and that kind of thing while we're on the FM radio station, if that's all right.
Gotcha.
So how are things, man? Are you good? I texted my dad last night and said, you won't believe who I'm going to have on the show tomorrow. And he was like, who? I said, well, Bill Bitter from Sporting News. He's like, oh, I love that guy. I'm like, yeah, and Carolina Jackpot. He goes, no freaking way. He was more excited about Carolina Jackpot being on here than Bill Binder.
Well, that's great. I'm honored that someone cares. You know, I mean,
dude, we got 30 seconds. Dude, are you kidding me? You are. And I'm about to say all this on air, but you are one of the reasons why people enjoy your content, aside from, is because you're not. There's no affectation there. There's really no filter, which there probably should be sometimes. But
yeah.
Okay.
True.
And welcome everybody back to the Aubrey Strong Sauce SEC Football Hour live from Aubrey's in Cleveland, Tennessee. Beautiful bucolic Bradley County. Of course, I'm your self-proclaimed humble host, Michael Lawson, a.k.a. The Strong Sauce. Ride with my dogs, living like hogs. Of course, we've got 10-2 Tennessee Homer Joe and that sensitive 70s guy, Chad Hamby, here with you till 4:30. Then we're going to kick it over to Steve Hartline and the fellows over there at the Rocky Top Review. And then after that, of course, they're there for 30 minutes. Then we're going to kick it over to Bob Kessling, the voice of the Vols, here on your official Vol network for your beloved Tennessee Vols. Sitting there, 10-1, going down to South Kakalaki, Williams-Brice Stadium, night game down there. Normally, it's a different vibe than it normally is, but we'll be here till 4:30. Come out and kick it with us here at Aubrey's in Cleveland. Otherwise, you can listen here at WCLE 104.1 FM and the family of stations, your official Vol network. Now, boys and girls, as I said earlier, this is going to be a very quick segment, but I'm very, very honored and pleased to have this next gentleman on our show. If you follow YouTube, and you know, the YouTube algorithm is a funny thing. You click on one video, and then all of a sudden you got 4 or 5 of these others popping up, and all of a sudden, every time you go to the thing. But if you're laying on your couch watching like a 10 o'clock Oregon versus Oregon State game, or you know, Washington State versus Idaho, or some nonsense at 10 o'clock that we always do, and you're just laying on the couch and like scrolling through YouTube, every now and then you'll come across a YouTube personality that kind of catches your eye. This next gentleman is one of those. Like I said on the earlier segment, my grandmama taught me to love people when they're down, but I have never found someone that I take so much joy in their misery and how they deliver that openly to other people as this next person, Carolina Jackpot, YouTube personality from down there in, I want to say somewhere around Columbia, South Carolina, definitely in South Carolina, but he's a man who travels. A lot of his videos are in the car as he's hitting the road. Carolina Jackpot, thank you for joining us today. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing great. It's a great Saturday. It's always a great Saturday when we got some college football going on. And right now I'm watching my rivals up there at Clemson just scored against Miami. Of course, they're probably going to win this one easily. And watching my rivals from Georgia and Kentucky over here playing on the other one. And Gamecocks got a tough test tonight against Tennessee. Don't know how that's going to turn out, man. I'm telling you. It's been a crazy ride the past couple years. 2 years ago, these teams were almost even. You thought they were right evenly matched, and Tennessee's just kind of done things the right way the past couple of years, and South Carolina, we've had our moments, but either a lack of great coaching over on the offensive side of the football, lack of great play calling, and some other factors have led to somewhat mediocre record. But we're hanging in there. We're hanging around.
So we're talking to Carolina Jackpot, YouTube personality. Again, if you have not YouTubed Carolina Jackpot and gone to his channel and watched some of his videos on Saturday, and then certainly then on Sunday, because he follows it up, and there's either some sort of mea culpa or some sort of like come to Jesus moment where someone's either insulted him, he's going to call him out, or vice versa. It's fantastic content that he puts out there, and it's genuine. So I highly suggest that you go out there. Now, Carolina Jackpot, you mentioned some of those other things. You have made and he's a huge Carolina fan. That's another reason why we've got him on here today. You made no bones about it. You cannot stand Marcus Satterfield. Now, I warned you about using language here on the FM radio. This is God's country. There are people listening, driving in their cars, probably going down to Columbia to watch that game. In certain, church language, tell me your problem with Marcus Satterfield in his first year.
Well, this is actually his second year. It's his second year. I just, looking at the offensive side of the football at South Carolina and at the offensive line, first of all, we've got a bunch of 4th and 5th year starters over there. Spencer Rattler, guy transferred in from Oklahoma, obviously got a real big upside. He had his problems at Oklahoma. He brought his favorite tight end target with him in Austin Stogner. We've got Jaheim Bell, another playmaker on the offensive side of the football, a couple of capable running backs, and then some other wide receivers that we've homegrown. Josh Vann, 5th-year senior, led the team in receiving last year. Juice Wells from James Madison. This guy is on pace to probably catch 1,000 yards worth of balls this year, and it just seems like we just cannot put it together with Marcus and his play calling. One game, he'll seem like he's kind of breaking out of the shell. We're doing some creative and fun stuff, but then we turn around next week and we're running up the middle on 1st and 2nd down. It kind of seems like we've wasted the Spencer Rattler experiment. I still have to think that this guy's got some talent at quarterback, but it's just in this system, it's just not working. And
now Carolina Jackpot, you got some pub a little bit on this last video, and like I said, one of the reasons why I like watching your videos is because it is totally unfiltered. You are what you're thinking and feeling. You are very explicit about your emotions and thoughts. You mentioned earlier in one of these videos about, and even in this conversation, about how not too long ago Tennessee and Carolina were kind of parallel as they go as programs. As they go into this game tonight, Tennessee's a heavy favorite. Tell us what you're expecting out of the game tonight, and then tell us a little bit about where you think the programs are going. Beamer's in his 2nd year, Heupel's in his 2nd year, but it seems like, look, Tennessee's going to be 11-1, Carolina's going to be bowl eligible, but I think one's a little more disappointed than the other. Give me your thoughts on both of those things real quick.
Well, I think that after the Clemson game, between that and the bowl game, I think the decisions that Shane Beamer makes regarding his coaching staff and their future are probably going to define his tenure here in Columbia, whether it's going to be successful or whether it's going to be or it's going to fizzle out after a couple of years. Because if he's not going to be man enough to make the right decisions and I guess make the hard decisions on these guys, then I think we're doomed next year for another season of being mediocre. And Tennessee, it looks like Heupel's found an offense that works. And, we've seen him plug Joe Milton in there some this year, and that offense has kept on rolling when he's in there. So I certainly think next year when Hendon Hooker's no longer there, I think that Tennessee will probably keep on trucking along, man. I don't know if these SEC defensive coordinators are going to scheme up something to be able to slow that offense down by next year. But, Heupel's a really good offensive mind. I think they got a bright future ahead of them, really do. And they've got obviously the NIL backing up there. It's a program with a huge following, huge alumni, huge fan base. So I think they're definitely on on the upward trajectory to stay up there in the national spotlight and in the playoff mix year in and year out. I really do.
So
Don't think
Carolina Jackpot, a couple more questions. We're going to have to let you go. We got Bill Benner from SportingNews.com on the other side of the break. We appreciate you being here. Now, you've also been very explicit about how much you hate Georgia and Kentucky. Both of them are playing right now. In a game like that, who are you rooting for? There's no way you can. You're not really going to root for one over the other, are you?
No. In a game like that, I gotta say, I want to see Georgia finish the season up undefeated. I mean,
Okay.
they've started a good thing. I mean, might as well keep on rolling with it. So, I dislike Kentucky a little bit more.
Okay, there it is. All right, and then finally, I've always wanted to ask you this question because one of the only thing that surpasses your vehement hatred for whatever team Carolina's playing that week, and also of all people who call into your show, you do a show with this other guy. What's his name? Rob, I believe.
Rob Sanders. Yes.
Yeah, dude. So everybody, if you get a chance, if you go to Carolina Jackpot's YouTube channel, then you'll be able to get that information that you can. They do that once or twice a week. But the only thing that surpasses your hatred for that is, of course, the Clemson fanhood and Clemson Tiger program. Why do you call them the Taters? It's something that you've always done. And I can't find anybody to explain to me why Clemson. And trust me when I say this, my granddaddy hated Clemson too. Growing up as a Georgia fan, it was just one of those things. I grew up. Not many SEC fans dislike Clemson as much as I do, but I grew up with my grandfather telling me, "We don't like them, son. That's just the way it is." Why? But he never called them taters. Like what? What's the deal with that?
That's something I picked up probably 8 to 10 years ago off Facebook, and I didn't know what it was either. So I saw the story, and it makes perfect sense. So Clemson its roots are as an agricultural and a military school, believe it or not.
Okay.
So coming out of World War II. Their athletic department had started up the IPTAY IPTAY Fund or whatever. And it's still called that today. That's their athletic department's fund from the boosters. And I guess at the time, people that wanted to contribute to IPTAY, which by the way is an acronym which stands for I Pay 10 a Year. They couldn't afford to donate the 10 a year. But the farmers there instead would donate to what the school cafeteria, which is known as the mess hall, because it's a military school at the time, right? They would donate potatoes.
I'm so glad. Listen, we got to go. I could do another segment with you, sir, but appreciate you. Good luck to your South Kakalaki Gamecocks tonight against those hated Tennessee Vols. Of course,
hey, thank you.
The Vol people up here are all shaking their head and booing. I can promise you that. We got to let you go real quick, though. Give me a score before we get out of here, real quick.
Tennessee 45, South Carolina 14.
Lord have mercy.
Go Cox.
Carolina Jackpot. Everybody, please, if you get a chance, go follow this dude on YouTube and follow the content that he pushes out. Like I said, there are a lot of other folks that do quality work, but if you want an unfiltered, unvarnished look at what a SEC college football fan is, I've got 4 or 5 cousins that are just like this guy, except they're wearing different colors. Carolina Jackpot, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Hey, thank you for giving me the opportunity. See you guys later.
I appreciate you.